I'm Joe. Today, on Next Level Bullshit, we take a look at the US government presuming everyone is a potential criminal, the laundry list of atrocities by Islamic extremists, and we start with the UK's strategy for clamping down on dissent, where officials said, "We must not drift toward danger and insecurity." Those words, "we must not drift toward danger and insecurity," were uttered by Theresa May, the UK Home Secretary, in an address at the Tory party conference in Birmingham. The address outlined the Tory party's new Extremist Disruption Orders, to be introduced as law if the Conservatives win the next general election. The plan is to strengthen the UK's counter-terrorism strategy through some batshit crazy new laws. They want to require extremists to get the approval of law enforcement for each posting to the internet and report regularly to the police. The laws ban extremists from speaking in public or on TV and radio, bans being associated with them, or raising money for them. The laws require seizing their passports and stopping them from entering the country. It gets even more weird. David Cameron, the Prime Minister, has expressly stated they're looking at the full spectrum of extremism. The laws state the intent is to catch not just those who spread or incite hatred, but also those who undertake harmful activities for the purpose of overthrowing democracy. The wording is so broad as to define extremists as those who are a threat to the functioning of democracy. Cameron is on record for saying that simply questioning the official story of 9/11 or being a conspiracy theorist is plenty of cause to be labeled an extremist and subject to the new laws. In fact, in an address to the United Nations, he specifically said that the conspiracy theorists are as dangerous as ISIS and should be dealt with in a manner similar to ISIS. In Cameron's stated strategy of winning the battle of ideas, all dissenting ideas have been clearly identified as the battlefield. Dissension is the actual target. We have proof. The Home Secretary's National Extremist Database contains names of all kinds of nonviolent people, even those who are simply involved in peaceful demonstrations on environmental issues. To confirm, the new rules identify that simply taking part in public protests is enough to be labeled an extremist and subject to the new laws. To make matters worse, aspects of the new laws may be applied retroactively, where if you're identified as an extremist today, you can be arrested for what you posted online yesterday, last month, last year, or even 10 years ago. I don't even know where to begin. David Cameron, George Orwell's calling. His estate will be suing you for copyright infringement. UK viewers, this is some serious shit. You can't let this happen. Get rid of any asshole in your government talking seriously about this fucked up madness. Please. Scotland, you should have gotten out while you had the chance. You're the only ones with real experience fighting British injustice. Tell the Brits what they can do with this shite. Our bullshit meter doesn't go high enough for this insanity. So, let's take a look at the madness of the Islamic extremists that sparked this epic overreaction in the UK. The list is pretty long, so bear with me. They've adopted extreme adherence to Sharia law, with religious police that harass primarily women for perceived infractions against Islam by beating them with sticks, flogs women for being raped, advocates wife beatings for infractions as minor as not liking the way she looked at you. So far this year, there have been 59 beheadings for unapproved beliefs and thousands of people stoned to death. They've killed lots of children, distribute financial support for other fringe extremist groups, leaders that say, "God help those who are against us," teaches violent hatred of other Muslim sects, destroyed 1,400-year-old historical artifacts from a different religion. They consider themselves to represent the only true Islam and strongly believe that Muslims, other than themselves, are godless and unqualified to claim the honor of reviving the caliphate. Yes, violent, intolerant extremism that spreads hate and destruction. There's no doubt the world needs to do something about this. But we fooled you. All these points, each one, are about Saudi Arabia, the primary ally of the UK and US in the Middle East. That's next level bullshit. Let's circle back to the subject of restricting extremists. The US government presumes everyone is a potential law enforcement target. FBI Director James Comey has slammed Apple and Google in recent comments. Why? Because their smartphone operating systems are now more secure. So secure, in fact, that the FBI no longer has a backdoor. Seeming to be completely out of the loop on public outrage over widespread government surveillance and the need for stronger security to prevent identity theft, Comey said, "I like and believe very much that we should have to obtain a warrant from an independent judge to be able to take the content of anyone's closet or their smartphone. The notion that someone would market a closet that could never be opened, even if it involves a case involving a child kidnapper and a court order, to me, does not make sense." Comey also said in another interview, "What concerns me about this is companies marketing something expressly to allow people to place themselves beyond the law." Really, Jimmy? The director of the FBI takes the position that anyone and everyone could be a potential criminal, and that being concerned with privacy is placing ourselves beyond the law? Piling on this bullshit bandwagon is Kathy Lanier, chief of the Washington Metro Police, said that these smartphones are going to be the preferred method of the pedophile and the criminal. We're going to lose a lot of investigative opportunities. There it is. Think of the children. This is for the children. You're being lazy, you deceptive fools. In studies commissioned by law enforcement, including those by Kenneth Lanning, Robert B. Fried, and Germany's University of Kiel, pedophiles are not using smartphones, and criminals almost exclusively use throwaway burner feature phones. So let's stick to the facts, not fear, okay? So here's the problem. You people are part of the problem. In the fear-mongering overreaction to protecting the public from terrorism by stripping privacy and liberties, you started snooping on all of us. Did you really expect that there wouldn't be a consumer need for devices that let us feel more secure from both criminals and government snooping? Really? You didn't see the unintended consequence? So Jimmy, here's some advice from us. Hike up your fucking skirt and deal with it. This really should be next level bullshit. It's important shit after all. But really, we shouldn't be too surprised. It's just barely extreme bullshit. Well, that wraps up our 9th episode. This is exciting. We're almost into 2 digits. I want to thank all our viewers and commenters for their support and subscriptions. If you have an idea for something we should cover, send us a tweet with hashtag NLBS. Or tell us what you think is next level bullshit in your own YouTube video. If we like it, we'll use it. You can also email me ideas at joe@nextlevelbullshit.com. We'll see you next week with another episode. In the meantime, follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, and watch all our shows at nextlevelbullshit.com. Until then, be careful out there. The government sees you as the bad guy and has actual bad guys as allies.